everyone, may I please have your attention? Please have your tickets in hand before you board the plane. Thank you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Johan Castell and you're watching Wings. On the show today, we take you to an adventure park in Saudi Arabia. We tell you about how the winter season has reached the Northern Hemisphere, and even how Grand Windsor Castle's Christmas decorations are, before showcasing a reopened museum in Egypt, and how Medellin in Colombia has changed since Pablo Escobar. Let's begin with a bang by visiting an adventure park in Alula in Saudi Arabia. This dry desert landscape will leave you in awe as we bring you an adrenaline-filled story as we zip through the air. This week's first story is from Alula in Saudi Arabia. A destination emerging as both a luxury and adventure travel hotspot. As luxury hotels pop up among the cliffs of this dramatic landscape, we make a move to the Alula Adventure Hub. And get started with a safety briefing.
You go first with the instructor to climb the route to go up the mountain. Take your decision quickly, jump, finish, and you might, once you finish, if we finish before 10, we'll go straight away to the stairway.
Sorry guys, I'm fat. Now it's time to do the daredevil stunts. Let's see where the path takes us.
We then get kitted up with a large safety harness. Safety first.
Looks like a pretty high quality harness. It's made in China. It's like we're going to go work on a mast or something. Like we're going to do some serious industrial maintenance.
May I know any medical issue? No.
Next up is the safety briefing before beginning. And then we begin the trek to the climb up.
See this cable? This is connected throughout till top.
Now it's time for the next safety briefing, giving us the lowdown on the safety procedures to climb up the cliff.
These are all Daga plates. What do you do? You just guide this smoothly.
It looks like those colors too, you know? Kind of feels like this is a giant ladder activity.
The staff has to climb, check and make sure that no loose rocks are anywhere near the path tourists take in this area weekly. They are really serious about safety here. Considering the long climb, the staff here suggested we carry small water bottles to climb to the top.
It's a little oasis in the desert.
I found their secret stash.
And cross. Point of no return. It says point of no return when you cross the bridge.
Mitesh Patil, another adventurer, is ahead of me and gives me some last-minute courage.
Alright, Mitesh, are you ready emotionally to do this?
If you wait and think like, should I jump or not, you're never going to do that.
Thankfully, I get to see what this looks like with a safety tester in front of me.
The hyena. Maybe I should not say such things before I'm jumping. Maybe I sound like a kitten.
Before I can build the courage, the stage is set for me to swing too.
You will never actually be ready. It's just you're on the list, so they're going to toss you over the edge.
Countdown begins.
I'm tied up in no time. The procedure makes this comforting, to be honest, and the countdown begins.
1, boom!
Oh wow, it's the kind of morning when you don't need any coffee. It's a thrilling experience.
The most thrilling aspect of the giant swing in Alula is the sheer adrenaline rush as you swing high above the desert landscape, experiencing an exhilarating free fall sensation before soaring through the air. The combination of breathtaking views and the heart-pounding thrill makes the giant swing an unforgettable and adventurous experience for thrill seekers. And we're in luck. There's still time for the giant stairs too. The giant stairway is a 45-meter-long suspended ladder stairway up to a ledge on a tall cliff above the canyon floor. The setting for this adventure park couldn't be any better, and this marks the end of our adventures in Saudi Arabia for today. But we'll bring you plenty more interesting content from this destination in the coming weeks. Get ready to embrace winter season as we embark on a journey through snow-covered landscapes around the world. Join us as we explore both the travel disruptions and the magic that winter brings worldwide.
Alpine ski resorts are rejoicing in their strongest season start in a decade, boasting over a meter of snow in certain areas. Travel companies note a booking surge as resorts advance their opening dates to capitalize on the abundant snowfall. Verbier in Switzerland has initiated its lifts nearly a month ahead, welcoming weekend skiers before the official December 2nd opening. Thorens in France also unveiled its slopes a week early, and numerous resorts, including Cortina and Courmayeur in Italy, Ischl in Austria, and St. Moritz in Switzerland, were set to commence the skiing season early. Across the globe in China, this year's ticket bookings for ski resorts are 147% higher than in 2019. With an expected number of 520 million visitors for this year's season. The first complete snow season after the Beijing Olympics is expected to generate a strong recovery for the ice and snow leisure tourism sector. Former venues of the Olympics have ushered in this year's snow season and have received tens of thousands of visitors. The only urban alpine ski resort in China, the Jiangzhongshan Ski Resort in Altai City, has been favored both by domestic and international tourists due to the high-quality snow and long season, and in mid-November opened most large ski resorts in the region. The German capital experienced an early onset of snow last Thursday, blanketing iconic landmarks such as the German Parliament and the Berlin Cathedral, obscuring any traces of greenery. Residents seized the moment to leisurely wander through snow-covered parks, engaging in the timeless joy of building snowmen. Substantial snowfall and icy roads led to travel disruptions and dangerous driving conditions. Central and southern Germany turned into a winter wonderland on Monday, with the season's first snowfall In Bavaria, people enjoyed snowy walks near Spitzingsee Lake, while further north, the Große Fellberg Mountain near Frankfurt was covered in snow and ice. In Munich, all flights were cancelled due to a winter storm last Saturday. Other regional airports, including Austria and Switzerland, also announced weather-related delays and cancellations. The travel disruptions in Munich even affected trains to and from the central station in the city. Last Saturday, the residents of Prague assembled in the historic Old Town Square to witness the illumination of the Christmas tree and bask in the festive ambiance created by the decorations. Regarding the ornaments adorning the impressive 20-meter tall tree, one spectator commented that they were a little big, but perfectly complemented the spruce sourced from the country's northern mountains.
As Britain's new monarch, King Charles III, gears up for Christmas, the royal palaces, especially Windsor Castle, resonate with festive preparations. This historic residence now welcomes the public to experience the seasonal charm.
Experience a regal Christmas at Windsor Castle as it unveils the festive transformation of key rooms. Celebrating the 675th anniversary of the Order of the Garter, Britain's oldest chivalric order, founded by King Edward III in 1348. A majestic 20-foot Nordman fir from Windsor Great Park adorns the Great Hall, featuring a specially commissioned Order of the Garter star. The huge tree comes from the Windsor Great Park and is decorated with 33,500 Christmas tree lights.
Because it's the 675th anniversary of the Order of the Garter, which is founded here at Windsor, we have marked that with an enormous Garter star on the Christmas tree behind me, and also in the porcelain on the table in the Waterloo Chamber. So you will see the motto of the Order, which says "Honi soit qui mal y pense," which means shame be on him who evil thinks.
In the Crimson Drawing Room, a central tree enhances the opulent semi-state room, originally crafted by King George IV for his private quarters. This room, adorned with lavish gold mirrors and chandeliers, remains a part of the royal family's dwelling and opens to tourists during winter months. Notably, the Waterloo Chamber, a banquet hall showcasing portraits of monarchs and statesmen, displays a 160-foot-long, festively arranged dining table. Although the royals typically spend holidays at Sandringham Palace in Norfolk, this table, still in active use, hosts banquets, including the annual Garter Day lunch.
So this table is used at the Garter Day lunch here at Windsor every June. This is when the Garter Knights dine with the Sovereign, with His Majesty, and these are people who've been awarded the Order of the Garter for significant service to the nation and to the Commonwealth.
Adorned with smaller trees featuring the King's cipher acknowledging his recent coronation, Windsor Castle's Christmas spectacle extends its historic charm. With roots tracing back to William the Conqueror, the castle is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Visitors can revel in the festive ambiance from November 30th to January 1st, 2024, with planned activities like choral performances, craft workshops, and chapel services in the coming weeks.
Next up, we take you to Saqqara in Egypt, where the Imhotep Museum has recently reopened its doors to visitors.
Egypt, known for its spectacular pyramids and rich ancient heritage, it is home to one of the oldest civilizations in the world, which has left a massive trove of priceless relics that take you back thousands of years. This week, the Imhotep Museum in the Saqqara Necropolis in Giza was reopened after its renovation. Considered one of the most important archaeological museums in Egypt, it is dedicated to Imhotep, the ancient Egyptian architect who built the famous step pyramid at Saqqara.
At the heart of this advancement in the sciences of engineering was an Egyptian builder called Imhotep. And this museum cherishes and presents the story of Imhotep to the world.
For curious travelers fascinated by Egyptian history, the museum has over 300 artifacts, including a royal mummy over 4,000 years old.
عندنا هنا برضو واحدة من أقدم وتعد أقدم مومياء
We have one of the oldest royal mummies in Egypt, Merendre, the fourth king of the 6th dynasty. The museum also houses some of the oldest surgical tools in the world, made of bronze and copper, that are around 4,400 years old.
ما يقرب من 4,400.
The museum has many other fascinating ancient relics like limestone inscriptions, sculptures and various pottery items. The Saqqara Necropolis, located south of the Giza pyramids, contains old burial grounds of Egyptian royalty. With many archaeological missions ongoing here, it has been the site of several landmark discoveries. If the mysteries of Egypt attract you, we suggest you put down the Imhotep Museum on your travel list.
In Colombia, a city once known for its drug lord Pablo Escobar has turned into a tourist hotspot. Attracting over 1 million visitors last year, Medellin has transformed from its dark past.
Three decades after the demise of Colombian drug lord Pablo Escobar, Medellin's residents proudly reflect on the city's transformation from a shadowy past to a vibrant future.
People's mindset changed. Here in the back, we have a big work the Medellin local government constructed. We wanted it not to have any name related to Pablo Escobar's story, as we wanted to emerge and start over a new process, so that our young people don't have to follow the same history.
On the 2nd of December 1993, Escobar met his end in a dramatic confrontation with soldiers in Medellin. The infamous kingpin succumbed to a fatal gunshot wound to the head after leading them on a rooftop chase across the city. Once the leader of the powerful Medellin cartel and Colombia's most wanted fugitive, Escobar's death marked a turning point. In 2022, Medellin welcomed a record 1.4 million visitors, with tourism emerging as a pivotal economic force.
Today I can certify that having been Medellin the cradle of drug trafficking and the city of Pablo Escobar, it has ended with all the scourge of drug and criminality. This has helped us transform from a tourist and industrial point of view. We have the capacity to assist a lot of people and help many migrants so that they don't have to be moving and falling into delinquency.
Key attractions include the mountain slum Comuna 13 neighborhood, symbolizing resilience, and downtown voluminous sculptures by Colombian artist Fernando Botero. Medellin's remarkable shift from its dark past to a thriving present is evident in its burgeoning tourism and the positive strides made by its resilient community.
And now it's time for the latest travel, tourism and aviation updates for those looking for the best experiences worldwide. Take a look at our news deck. Starting December 1st, Malaysia introduced a 30-day visa-free entry for Indian and Chinese citizens, following the lead of Thailand and Sri Lanka in promoting tourism. This waiver complements existing visa exemptions for Gulf nations and West Asian countries, including Turkey and Jordan, and is subject to stringent security screening. Malaysia aims to attract 16.1 million international tourists, with India being a significant contributor. In 2022, Malaysia welcomed 324,548 Indian tourists, and the first quarter of 2023 saw a notable increase to 164,566, emphasizing the country's tourism appeal. The decision aligns with similar visa waivers by Sri Lanka and Thailand. 14 new immigration counters were opened at the Kuala Lumpur International Airport to make entry more accessible for Chinese travelers. On Monday last week, women in southwest China's Xizang Autonomous Region engaged in traditional dances at a temple to observe the Fairies' Day celebration in Lhasa. In Xizang, the day, also known as the Women's Festival, falls on the 15th day of the 10th month of the lunar calendar. Dedicated to honoring Buddha Alianter Brahm, the festival sees local women adorned in traditional attire, offering the ceremonial scarf Hada to their revered goddess at temples. Their prayers are directed towards seeking happiness and joy. A unique activity involves men giving red envelopes to women in their proximity, adding a personalized touch to the festivities. On an early Wednesday morning in Waskadua, located 70 kilometers from Colombo, the capital of Sri Lanka, 2 individuals sustained injuries when a train reportedly collided with a bus transporting foreign tourists at a level crossing. Bus driver Susith Pialal claimed to have checked both directions before crossing the road, emphasizing the absence of signals. According to Pialal, the train's light resembled road lights, and the collision occurred when he hurriedly drove after hearing the train's close approach. Fortunately, none of the 20 tourists on board were harmed. The bus, en route to collect additional tourists, was bound for the Bandaranaike International Airport for a 9 p.m. flight to the Czech Republic. That's all we have for you on the show in this week's episode, but we'll return again next weekend with another episode of Wings. Until then, it's me, Johan Castell, signing off. See you next time.